So as Peter was saying, as I was saying, this day is all about sharing tips and tricks, sharing stories that can help you become better in whatever you're doing, whether it be the next thing that you're looking for yourself personally or professionally. I'm really glad that on this panel today we have really amazing individuals who can boast excellent careers, and I'm sure they have a pocket full of advice that you can use and utilize. So the way we're going to do it, I'm going to start with a line of questions for them, and then we're going to open up the panel for you. And now, in no special order, as we are all here in the company of equals, please welcome our guests. From Podravka, Senior Vice President Marketing, Ms. Gordana Periškić. Gordana, welcome. Take a seat. A well-known gentleman among all Kotrulje members, oftentimes on Facebook and LinkedIn telling us stories that he got in the Kotrulje alumni community. From Eurocro, General Manager Hrvoje Merki. Welcome, Hrvoje. CEO of largest job portal in Croatia, Mr. Igor Zonja. Welcome, Igor. Igor from TAU Online. Next, another lady coming from Target Group, working as a general manager at Galeria Podova, here from Belgrade, Sanja Grabež. Yes, please do. And finally, known as the gray eminence, as I was heard here in Belgrade among the alumni, Marko Marković from Serbia, SBB Serbia Broadband. Welcome, Marko. And they're so nice, they left me a seat in the center. Thank you. Okay, so Marko, I introduced you last, but I'm going to start with you first. You've changed industries over your careers, but the thing which remained constant is actually that you always remained on top positions and you really gained credibility around the business community. So what did it take for you, or what does it take to remain on top? Whether you stay in the same industries, whether you change, what's your recipe? Is there a recipe, or what's your experience?
Hello, everybody. So it's pretty much as any other business. So you have to invest and you have to believe in it. Mm-hmm. So during these years, as you said, I did change a lot of industries. So for those who don't know, I was working actually first as a consultant. Then I was a board member in the biggest bank in Serbia. And right now I'm also a board member in the telecommunication company, SBB. So if you invest, and I did a lot of investments, so like through education and through, let's say, continuous education during these years. And if you also believe in yourself, so you also have to be persistent. And as Peja said a little bit earlier today, you have to have your own integrity and stand for whatever you mean is actually the recipe, if there is a recipe. And it's also not, I would say, you don't have a same pattern everywhere. Every company is different. Every industry is different. And the thing is that you have to learn a lot while doing. And you have to commit yourself in doing the right things together with your team. I would also say that if something is different, is that basically you also have to invest a lot in your team, and you have to, let's say, spend as much money as you can on investing into the education of those people. So if they don't know, they probably won't do a good job, and that's basically also limiting you for having the success that you need to. So don't be afraid to invest in your people, and not only in money, but also in time that you're going to spend with them and to coach them and to teach them and to work with them, and that's basically the story.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad there is a recipe. So if there's a recipe, everyone can do it. unless you're making cakes like me, then even if there's a recipe, sometimes I don't do it. But talking about recipes and formula, I'm really glad that today we have Gordana with us from Podravka. And Gordana, I would like you to share with us a part of a Podravka success story. So how did Podravka connect or combine its tradition with innovation, and what did it take for Podravka to become an international brand? So you as Senior Vice President Marketing, I'm sure that you can tell the audience how to build a brand and how to take your company to the next level.
Thank you very much. Hello to everybody, and also congratulations to all the presenters before. The whole day has been very, very inspiring. A great job from your side. Now, coming back to the question, Podravka is for me personally, it's a great playground, because it's a company with a tradition, but company which is nowadays changing a lot. And it really provides a great opportunity for all of us who are here to change, to really somehow grasp this tradition and to somehow rediscover it in a new, more contemporary way to our consumers. Podravka has really a bunch of beautiful, great, inspiring brands, a great, basically, heritage, which now we are really trying to reinvent and bring closer to new consumers, and not only to new consumers, but also to the new markets, because Podravka is on a reinvention journey, meaning that really wants to become aspirational and close to new consumers, but also want to become even more international company. And I think that the formula is really, it takes a lot of hard work, because changing company is not easy. We also have lots of burden from the past. So every day is a struggle. But the reward is really huge when we see our brands really changing, really becoming more and more close to consumers. So it's struggle, and it takes really a lot of passion, a lot of commitment. Sometimes you don't really see the return on the invested effort and energy immediately. But when you look back after a while, you really see that in last couple of years we've achieved really a lot. Last year was an extremely successful year for the company, and if I look at my career, which is over 20 years, there are not so many years like last year was for the company, and you really feel proud to be part of that team, and all the effort and all the struggles are somehow gone. You are really proud, and you feel fulfilled.
Okay. Thank you, Gordana. Gordana, you were talking about combining old and new. I think that in this audience we have a good combination of experience from our colleagues in the executive MBA and colleagues in the MBA. And from the colleagues in the executive MBA, we oftentimes heard we were brought up in society where we were told, find a good job and stick in a company, while the others who are maybe younger are just looking for opportunities to change. And here next to me is Sanja, who is from the executive MBA generation and who somehow stayed and preserved in the same company for a long time. I think it's 15 plus years, right, in Target. And she came a long way. Today she's a GM. So Sanja, what did it take for you, and what kept you in the company, and what did actually your company do for you to help you get to the top, actually? Okay. If it did do anything.
Okay, so I am in the company for quite a long time, and during all these years, the company provided me with many opportunities to grow, so I didn't feel bored at any moment. But what is actually the situation is that I should not be here by my education, sitting here, and you started well. I'm a chemist by profession, so generally I wasn't dreaming about this job, and I was not prepared for this job by my education, and that was the first thing that I needed to overcome when I started working in a company. It was not a Target at that time. It was one of the biggest ex-Yugoslav companies in Talon. And that was the quite a big leap for me at that moment. So everybody was saying, okay, you are going into the sales. Did you ever sold something? No, I never sold anything. And I was starting in as a salesperson for chemical products. So I thought it's about, okay, I know chemistry, I will handle it well, but it was not at all about the chemistry. It was all about the sales and getting customers, calling customers. That was not something that I was used to do or learned to do. So I spent a lot of years working on it, educating myself. A company invested, I must say, invested a lot for all of us, not only for me, getting trainings and lectures, and we were very well connected with many parts of the business. And that is one of the things, for example, that I discovered also when entering MBA. Because being for a long time in a company, I didn't have a benchmark, because I didn't change the companies. So I didn't have a benchmark with other companies, how I would feel somewhere else, or what people, how well educated they are, how good they are doing their job. And MBA provided me with this benchmark that I really needed a lot. I also missed, somehow you learn by experience. You are getting the trainings, you learn by experience. But in some sense, after these years, I felt that I need a better framework. I need a puzzle to be connected. And this is what, for example, MBA gave me. Beside of this benchmark, it gave me the framework, the complete puzzle. I managed to fit the complete puzzle and to feel like you are free in the sea. So you are swimming, but you feel good. Then you have all the dots connected. After that, after the MBA, I continued further in the company. So with the next job, the same year that we finished, 2010, I got a job of GM, and I must say that it was really wise thing to do that I entered MBA in 2008, and I was very well prepared for the job that I'm going to inherit. And one of the things that was, so during the MBAs, you listen some lectures, for some you find them more interesting and less interesting. For me, it was the funniest part that we were in Macedonia, and Marco remembers that we were listening to this adaptive leadership program, and I didn't like it at all. I hated it. And it was boring from my point of view, and I didn't understand at all what she is doing, Giovanna. And the first thing that when I inherited, and I started in June, and in September I was crying for her lectures, finding out the books again and the readings and trying to figure out what it will bring me. So yes, during all these years, you need to invest in yourself. Companies going for sure, some companies more or less will going to invest in you, but the most important thing is that you invest in yourself. So self-digging and trying and getting to know people and learning from them is the most important.
Okay, so invest. Next to me, Igor from Moj Posao, part of TAU Online. You enrolled already as a CEO, so you were already there on the top. But Igor, what I would like you to share with the others is, what do the statistics actually say, or how does market treat education in terms of competitiveness further? Not only MBA, but education in general. So we see education helps, but what do statistics say as well?
I didn't find too much service about this, but I'm sure that you can easily find job if you have MBA. I found some statistic about salaries, and when we in our group, Alma Career group group has operation in more than 10 countries. We have some service, PayLab in Croatia. Name is Moja Plaća. In Serbia, I don't know name, but we have Moja Plata. Similar name, and when we compare the salaries, the best average, we speak about average numbers, the best salary has people who graduated MBA. Not because I'm here when I speak about this is real data. a little bit higher salaries than some doctor of science or people who graduated universities. Small difference, but if you compare with average salary in Croatia, probably 66% more. And that is about this topic. Lana, you can continue. You can ask more questions. I'm a really experienced guy. I participate in 3 group of businesses. I still have my private companies. I participate in work in big corporation, and I participate in few supervisor boards in Croatia, but in Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, in many countries. And if I can some way help you, you can contact me, and I will try to help. And at the same time, MBA really helped me. After 20 years of my career, I participated in many difficult situations, but I structured my knowledge because I'm teacher of maths. I didn't graduate in economy or something similar, and I structured my knowledge, and I understand after 20 years I have to work 20 years more. Okay, I need new tools. I need new guns for the fight. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Igor. If there's any time left, then we're going to ask him a typical question that gentlemen usually get. So how do you combine family and business? But only if there's time left. Hrvoje, I said at the beginning that you're a frequent face on Facebook and LinkedIn. Everyone knows you, you know a lot of people. You are what we would call a good networker, and we've heard throughout the day of the importance of networking. But really, in your case, networking ended or resulted in creating business opportunities, real business opportunities for the others in Kotroulis. So how to be a better networker, how to explore the opportunities that one such community has. And can you share some stories actually that helped others and in which you were involved?
Yes. Hello to everybody. Thank you, Kotroulis, for organizing this great event. I'm a huge fan of Kotroulis Business School. I learned a lot of you today, and I will share you some great stories about me. In general, my professional background is a petroleum engineer. So how I become a petroleum engineer, my father wanted that I become a physicist or mathematician. Then I had 2 great fears. I decided, first fear was claustrophobia. As a young guy, I didn't want to go to tubes, you know, channels, closed spaces, confined spaces. And second is open spaces, cold spaces, etc. Then I decided to become a petroleum engineer. I worked in Syria, I worked in Houston, I worked all around the world. Then I fight against those fears. Then I learned from Arab people, from Croatian people, all nationalities in oil and gas industry, that you have to be open. And I was really bad in networking. I was a little bit introvert. Now I become optimist and extrovert. Little bit. And then one day I decided to open my LinkedIn account, and then I decided to invest a little bit money. And then I paid this premium account, and tomorrow morning I received one message from a headhunting company, and they asked me, "Can we talk with you?" I said, "Yes, no problem. Can you come to Zagreb?" And then we made a 2 survey, and after that they called me in Bratislava office, and new employer decided to hire me. So, as I said, Facebook and LinkedIn are great tools. It is free. You can use it every day. You can fight against your fears, and you can have a great impact on your company and your family.
Okay. Opening up, right?
Yeah.
To people and to social media and everything, what is out there to help us get where we want to be. So I'd rather open up this panel maybe for you so that some of the experiences that they have can help you get maybe where you want to be. So are there any questions from the audience? Or we shall ask Igor how he combines family and business, huh? Okay.
I don't know.
No, just tell us, Igor, how important that was for you for support. Usually women get this question because there are children and they're expected to be both at home and successful at work. Men less often get this question. And I know that you enjoy family life, so what was it for you and for your family in your business path? Because as you said, you sit at board members, you run Moiposo, you do thousands of things. So where does family fit in?
At first, my family always on my first place.
Okay.
My first lesson was in Belgrade, and I don't know, HR model. And Ivica Vrančić started to speak about this, how family is important, how we have to know how much our partners give to us that we are here. And at that moment, I didn't understand this, but it was first model. After that, I understood that I spent almost, I don't know, 50 weekends in 2 years for my preparation, for my exam, for something that I want to implement in my company based on my new knowledge. And I have to say that I have very strong support of my wife. She is with me, but I don't know why she didn't want to be here, because she always some in the shadow, but she drive me here, and she is with me, and because she know that I need her help. And few times in my life, I stopped my career because of my family. And this is very important, and I think that I made good choice, because that give me balance in my life. In one moment I didn't buy new company. In one moment I stopped to work because I have big problems with my second son, and I spent few years with him, and I think this is very important. Next year my wife will take 1 year free to help me to change my body because I'm too fat, and we support each other inside the family, and we support each other around us. But this is very important in our life.
Okay. Do you want to pick up, or shall I ask the next question? Okay, Marko, our next session will actually be on change, and you've changed a lot of industries, as we said at the beginning. Where did your courage come from? Is it just education? And what would your advice be to the others if they're planning a change? How to do it? How to overcome maybe the fear or a happiness in a comfort zone, and how to get to a next place maybe that they would want to be?
Yes, change sometimes looks scary, and it's basically one of the main, let's say, issues with, I would say, with all the companies and with all the, let's say, managers worldwide. Yeah, change is not normal. The normal thing is that you continue be on the same level, and let's say nothing is disturbing you. Yeah, but with that you will not get any kind of result. When I was thinking about my MBA, I started it back in 2008. My kid was 3. I had a serious back problems. I had a surgery. I didn't have the money, and I was changing my job. And at that time, I was paying for my MBA. So none company did buy me an MBA. I wanted to invest in it. And it was really bad timing, but it was change which was needed. Because if I wanted to, let's say, grow my career, I needed this step. And I took it. It was really hard. Let's say, throughout to accomplish everything in those 2 years. I was working as a consultant, so basically from Monday to Friday on wheels or in planes, and then on Friday in Contruli, and basically I'm lucky that my wife is still with me, because in those days it was a really serious issue. Yeah? So that's what you need to invest, and the courage is something which comes with you. So it's basically, if you believe in yourself, then the change is easy. It doesn't necessarily has to be a success, because success is also a series of failures. So you need to also fail sometimes, and it's okay to have let's say a bad change. Yeah, if you make a mistake, you change your job, and you see it's not it. If you believe in yourself, you can also change it, or change the environment, or change the job that you are in. So basically, as long as you have this spirit of going forward, you can do it. It's not so hard. And failure is fully normal. So the only thing is that you don't stay down. You stand up and continue going forward. So.
Thanks. We had actually a great session this morning on learning how to fail and how to appreciate failure. But picking up on something what you've said, so you can always rebound, I would like to ask my panelists about the moments in their careers when you doubted yourselves, maybe when you reached your lows, and how did you get up again if you doubted yourself, if you had those lows, and what helped you get back on track? It's kind of a personal question, but this day has been full of personal experiences, so if anyone maybe would like to share a low and then getting to a high. Okay.
I was a member of the board of Company Borovo. Company Borovo is an old socialistic brand in Croatia. It was a huge company, more than 1,100 employees. And everybody asked me, why are you doing this? And it was a big adventure for me, because I thought that this will help me to learn more, to learn about the pre-bankruptcy settlement, to learn about the processes inside that company, and how can I make a crisis management in that company. And I did it. And during that period, I lost my 10 kilograms. And
you look great now.
Oh, right now I'm a little bit fat.
That was the high again.
But
Such growth.
But it was a tremendous job. It was a very, very tough, challenging job. It was a very frustrating job also. But I always ask myself, what am I doing here? And then I decided, I finished successfully this process of reconstruction of that company. Boro is right now saved. They went through to the process of pre-bankruptcy settlement, and now they are a stabilized company. And I have found, I thought that from balance sheet and from P&L, I will find 24 millions of kuna of debt, and I have found it 420. Unbelievable figures. And then when I finished that project, my friend asked me the same question. He became a member of the board of company Leo in Osijek, and he asked me, Hrvoje, is it really necessary for me? I said, yes. This is a really great opportunity for you. But I want to be a CEO of a great company. No, you have to go there. You have to work hard, and then you will appreciate it when you become a CEO of another company. Then you will see that it is really easy to run a good structured company.
Okay. So actually, a happy story in the end. And you lost 10 kilos, and you helped your friend. Okay. Another question for all panelists, and I'll see who wants to pick up. What was the defining moment in your careers? What do you, in retrospective, what do you now think was the defining moment of your career, which took you further? That is one question. Or if you don't feel like picking up on this, an easier question than the previous one, what was the high of your career and why? So either a defining moment, a breakthrough moment, or a high of your career and why? Okay, Marko.
So back in 2007-8, when I was changing my job and starting the story with Cutruli, I also changed my job. So I started working on the next step in consultancy. And I had a training in Bled. Yeah? I had a training in another school, which was not connected to the school, but only to the company. And then I saw 20-something people, which came all around the world, and they were on the same training as me. And we were there for 3 days, and at that moment, I said, these guys are fully Highlanders, and this is a total disaster, what I did with my life. I will never be so good as they are. And then, when I started going through the school and working with them, it was really fast to catch up the pace with the guys. So if you're in a good environment and you have a good network, then you can pick up a lot. So make yourself, let's say, exposed to a good environment. That's extremely important. And to smart people and to a good network. And that will make the breakthrough.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Opinions on breakthrough or highs?
Maybe I can
Sanja,
share something,
okay.
yeah. When I'm thinking about this year is very good. I don't know, I would not say it is a high of my career. I don't want this year to be a high of my career. But this is a very good year for many reasons. I feel, how to say, today we mentioned a lot these comfort zones and how you function with your team. This year, it began also last year, but this year it gave a full picture. My team advanced a lot after years of hard work with the people. I didn't hire these people. When I inherited the job, I didn't hire these people, so I inherited people. And I had a huge misunderstanding for quite a long time, because I was thinking one way, they were thinking a second way, and I was thinking what was wrong with me, what was wrong with them, and we had a fight. I didn't want to think about firing anybody. So thinking about that, what I'm missing, I will improve, I will bring them back, I will make them join in a teams. And this year, I think this is a manager's dream come true. When they are working alone, bringing the projects, bringing the ideas, it's such a nice feeling all this year for me, really. Going to the work and have the feeling that the job is good. They are fighting, they are proposing things that, for example, in the, I don't know, 5 years, maybe 4, in the past, nobody would propose something. I would impose the projects. I would impose what needs to be done. And now it's really a fully different situation. So I really feel that I have done a good job with the people that I have. I feel that they are ready to go further. Many of them are very ready to also to advance to my position. So I really feel that it's nice year for a manager. Dream come true, really.
Congratulations. Gordana?
Maybe I can tell a story about one fulfilling moment for myself, which actually happened quite recently. It's also linked to my team. Actually, I have a team of around 50 people, quite a big team. And every year, around the autumn time, we have a big conference with all of our markets, and it's really huge. It's a bunch of people. And for that occasion, basically it's a part of our planning process. And for marketing, it's a big task because we are preparing our brand presentations and we need to sell our stories to the salespeople, to the guys who are then planning all the projects, incorporating all the projects in the plans for the next year. And this is an event when we as marketing, we are very exposed because, of course, later on everybody's talking who was good, who was not good, which project is good, which brand is accelerating, which not. And this year we really made quite significant preparation. We even went for a training to really improve presentation skills and also selling story skills. We practiced it a couple of times, and I really have to say that after finishing this event, I really feel fulfilled because my people really accelerated their skills. I was so proud to see that we have such great brand programs, and it was not a job overnight. We've been working really hard on that for the last couple of years. Even though the expectations, you know, as it is, always people expect things quite soon. But in marketing, and you work on brands and long-term projects, it really requires time. It requires time to really elevate people on a different skill. It takes time to really develop certain thinking, certain projects. And yes, I was feeling really full because they made a great progress in terms of professional skills. They made a great progress with our brands, and it's all visible, really highly visible in our results. And we also had great discussions with our markets, with the teams. So yeah, that's something. When you really see that you leave something and convey something to the other people and they accelerate, I think that's the great wealth.
Yeah, it's the biggest legacy that you can do. Any questions, or shall we close up the panel and move on with the session? We have a question? 2 questions. Okay, great. So it took us exactly how many hours to wake you up and start asking, but we made it.
Okay.
Okay, so question here, and then it's answer. Mariana, go ahead.
I can go first. Okay. So you mentioned your highs and lows, and and getting to the top is the subject. I would ask, what do you think it takes to stay on top?
What does it take to stay on top? Okay, we have a microphone here. So you throw it at all of them, the question. Let them sweat. Okay.
I didn't speak about the best moment or the worst moment in my career, but I'm more than 20 years always almost on the top. And what I can say that is hard work and really invest in knowledge, in skills, in education, and maybe I'm such a person that I always prevent something and resolve problem in advance. But a few times in my life, I inherited very difficult situation and I successfully resolve. And I can't say anything really clever, but hard work and learning is I think solution. And very good when you can be open, when you are not defensive, when you are know that you have success if you are in attack, if you are not defensive, if you can go further easy on freeway.
So proactive rather than reactive. Yes. Okay, Vincenzo, you had a question, right? Okay, Marco has an answer for you as well, Mariana.
Okay, so Mariana, I would say that we are not on the top. If you say that you are on the top, then you stop trying. So the best way of staying on the top is saying that you're not on the top. And I believe that everybody here can also say, okay, I'm not on the top, I can still go a little bit further. Whether it's money, position, knowledge, whatever, because if you say that's it, we're a little bit too young all over to say that that's it. So there is always a step forward, and that's how you can stay in, let's say, good position to continue being where you are.
Thank you, Marco. Vincenzo?
I don't need a mic.
You do. You do.
Okay. So, just to continue where you stopped, Lana, actually, why I didn't ask the question is because I didn't know how long is it going to last, and I didn't want to ask a question maybe to lead into some other direction. And now, if it's the last question, it's obvious that it has to be asked. I want to know, I've think about this question, and I've heard in different situations from different people, but I would like to hear from your side, whoever wants to answer, maybe everybody if you want. What is actually the thing that distinguishes some successful from unsuccessful career? Or, to rephrase, there is obviously, if you have two people that have similar background, similar education, and all these things, but one person advances, whether if we are talking about climbing up the corporate ladder or going into entrepreneurial area, it doesn't matter, but somebody succeeds and somebody doesn't. What's the main difference? So this is first part of the question. And if we are looking at you and saying, okay, you are successful businessman, what was your strategy or action plan? How did you do it? Actually, in your own experience, how did you climb up? That's it.
Has everyone understood the question? Okay, should I rephrase it? Okay, if I can. Okay, so the first part of the question is, what defines a successful career, right? And distinguishes successful from...
Somebody does something and succeeds.
Okay.
And somebody else doesn't do
Okay.
whatever it takes and doesn't succeed.
Okay. What is the secret ingredient? Okay. And the second part was personal there. Okay, their view on that.
Second part is personal.
Second part is how did you do it, right? How did you get there? Okay. Gordana?
Yeah, in my view, definitely what defines a person who is successful is ability first to be open, then also seeking for knowledge and learning, because I think that's the key currency of any kind of progression. And it's also persistence, because there are good times, there are bad times, but you really need to persist in what you are doing, and you need to be flexible. You need to really, get rid of something what is not working, adopt and accept things which are working. But overall, I was fascinated by reading a book from Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers. I think behind each success, there is a lot of work. He's talking about 10,000 hours. And I think each of us, if we are looking at what we are really excellent at, in each case, these are the things where we really invested a lot of time, effort, and energy.
Mm-hmm. Hrvoje, you were nodding, so you're next. Come on.
One key word is the mindset, nothing else. Mindset. Proactive, and as I have a role model, Mr. Deming. Deming said, if you cannot describe what are you doing as a process, you don't know what are you doing. So you have to learn from step number 1 to step Z, or Z. That's easy.
We can speak about this in different way. What is the success? Success is something about feelings. If we feel good, it doesn't matter where we are. We have to feel good. And how we will achieve this? In different way. My personal way is that I didn't make too high goals for me, and success always come like consequence. And I feel good on this way. But for some people, it's very important that they have high goals, big pressure, or something else. We are different. We have to find what is appropriate for us, and on that way, go through the life.
Mm-hmm.
I would also agree. I would say curiosity, flexibility, and the vision. And then whatever your vision is, I would agree, whatever makes you happy. And the thing that you need to connect all this is the good plan to achieve all that. So planning skills and willingness to do every step, even though you maybe sometimes do not feel like doing it at particular moment. So you need to know what you want and then following the steps that you set for yourself.
Marco?
So all those things which you obviously said, and I would say there is also one significant factor, this is luck. So you have to be at the right place at the right time, and also take the opportunity to make the right decision. Because in each single step which I had in my life, I always had at least 2 roads which I could go. So basically making the right decisions is basically what is making the success. And at that moment, probably in none of those moments, you don't really know which the road is the right one. But if you have courage and you believe in your gut feeling, then it should turn up very good. So basically, I would never underestimate luck because you also need it. So if you don't have it, it will probably not happen. But nevertheless, you have to buy the ticket. Yeah? So you cannot win the lottery if you don't have the ticket. So you have to invest in yourself, you have to learn a lot, you have to try, you have to work a lot. But then again, you also have to be on the right place at the right time and make the right decision.
Okay, thank you, Marco. Having said this, I think that we are ready to close the panel, unless there is one more question and then our time is up.
Okay, any other questions from the floor? Now is your chance. They took theirs. There is somebody there, there we are.
Željko.
Well, my question is, I mean, getting to the top, that sounds like I mean, what is success? Success is a state of mind, and what the panelists think, I mean, actually I wanted to say it, but Igor mentioned the subject. Is success something that you feel about yourself? Is it your own state of mind, or is it the way that others perceive you? Because at some point, maybe you will do something that makes you feel successful and actually want put your company on the higher level, or I don't know, maybe you need to bribe someone and have a contract with a city, and you know, you reject that, and that can make you feel successful or closer to getting to the top than the other way around, which would actually make your EBITDA better.
Okay.
That's more like a moral question, if I understand it.
Well, yes, and part of the question is if do you think that success is something that you feel about yourself or the way others perceive you?
Well, it depends. I don't consider myself in particularly successful. So that's also something which is always a question mark. Success is a huge, let's say, discussion which we all can make. You can be successful fully working on a production line. If that is what you want in your life and you have a happy family and you are good in sports or whatever. So basically success is something which is really, really something which can be discussed. On the other way, I would also say, and this is the important part, that the moral part of the story will always have to be extremely important, because you cannot be successful in whatever term if you don't feel good about yourself. And this is something which comes also with integrity, which Peja was talking about, and with you as a person. So you may be perceived as a huge success, but you will not be happy with yourself if you do something like that, or if you are ready to do some things which are not really popular in order to reach that success. So success is not only money. Success is also, let's say, making the environment also having the benefits, and not only you. So what Sanja was saying about her people which were growing with her is maybe even a bigger success than the EBITDA that she has on the end of the year.
Okay, good.
all of us need some confirmation of society. But I think that the most important thing is what do you think about yourself, and you have to start from yourself, and this is very important for you, because if we always expect some confirmation from society, probably we will lose our way. We have to start from us.
Mm-hmm. Well, with this powerful message that we always have to start from us.
There seems to be one
There
more
seems
question.
to be
They're
that
jumping
they are
in now, right at the end.
fully awoken.
Sorry, it's my fault. My name is Dusan Stopar. I come from a company not on HR. So we're in HR business. And my question is, since most of the panelists here said that it's a state of mind or point of view if you're successful or not, how do you match this with the point of view of the company that you work for if it's not your company? Success of the company, people around you, and your success. Because we, as we select people, we see many times that these things can be very different. Thank you.
Success of company or success of person. Marko, would you like?
Okay. It's very hard to match, all these things. But in the end, if you match it, then you are a really successful company with the successful people. So I don't think that you can be a successful company without people that are feeling good with their jobs, and without you leading these people, feeling that you are growing them, that they are growing, that you are investing in them. So I don't find this anyhow conflicting. I don't think that there is a real success, at least not a long-term success, if not all three parts are satisfied. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you are bigger than your company, you will go further. That's all. If whole company have success, you will be there. If you are bigger than your company, you have to go further. That's all.
Mm-hmm. It all seems very simple in the end. Although all of you have pondering faces and thinking hardly of the last message that was said in this panel. A big thanks to our panelists. I think that we really got some good insights on being yourself, staying true to yourself, being brave, courageous, make the next change, make the next steps for a change, work hard, invest in yourself, and be in the right place, as Marko said. And I think that we are all in a great place for whatever is next for us. Okay, thanks. A round of applause for everyone.